Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, I am Milk and this is Milk Astrology, and today we're going to be doing another weekly Taroscope video. But before we do that, I just kind of wanted to jump in here and say that I hope everyone is staying safe right now. Obviously, I'm sure everyone is aware of what's going on in the world. It's pretty heavy. I honestly didn't want to record a video today. I just felt like, you know, tarot is a very blunt tool in learning your truth and being able to kind of discern how to face yourself in a sense. And I feel guilty, I guess, if I have to say something harsh right now or deliver a blunt reading, because I just don't feel like that's what we need today. So I'm going to try to make these as sugarcoaty as possible, just because I think that everything is heavy enough without me contributing to that. On the same note though, or on another note though, I decided to still continue making a video this week because I just felt like, you know, as a content creator, you guys rely on me for entertainment and a way to kind of take your mind off of things. So I felt like it was my responsibility to offer you that. And yeah, my look is very minimal today. I didn't really feel like doing a full face because obviously, like you guys, I'm staying home, or at least trying to. I did go to the grocery store earlier, but that was also depressing. So yeah, I just wanted to talk for a second because I felt really uncomfortable with the idea of doing a video today, and I just wanted to kind of admit that to you guys because I don't feel like I talk to you guys enough. I feel like I just kind of get on here, give you guys content, and then get off. And I just wanted to talk. I don't know if people want to hear my input. But again, for people that are watching who think that this is a stupid overreaction, keep in mind, even if you get the virus or something and then you're healthy or you recover or you don't even notice, you could still come into contact with so many people who might not be as lucky as you, and it's your responsibility to be considerate of other people regardless of if you care or not. You are responsible for yourself and you are responsible for the implications you put on others. So it's really important that you are mindful and considerate of that right now, because everyone's scared, and I just don't think that we need more people being inconsiderate, because we already have enough of that with bulk buyers. So yeah, okay, that's my rant. So yeah, let's dive right in. Air signs are Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. I would prefer that you apply your rising sign, but you can apply your sun, moon, Mars, Venus. I just feel like it's the most accurate if you apply your rising sign. And for you guys, I have the card Pisces. So this is a very mystic card, but it's also kind of you might be feeling the need to detach from your surroundings right now, but we'll get into that. I also have New Moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. And I thought this was a pretty heavy card for this week. So it's comforting, I guess, to know that things will be okay. At the same time though, this video is for entertainment purposes, so do not take this as medical advice. And then I have don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Now last week I didn't really do my tarot cards correctly. I would just kind of talk about a reading, but I never showed you guys what cards I pulled. I realized that later. So this week I will be extremely thorough. So King of Cups reversed, you're feeling very imbalanced right now. Nine of Swords reversed, there's this sense of feeling paranoid. I think you're just, air signs, you were just feeling really down on yourself, and you're feeling just really cynical at the moment. I feel like things are weighing on you a lot heavier than you intended for them to, and than you would prefer for them to. You also have 10 of Cups reversed. Now, I feel like there is some tension between your own personal needs and the needs of your loved ones, and I feel like you could be shutting down, or you could be like distancing yourself other than the physical social distancing right now. But I mean, like, emotionally, I feel like you're kind of barricading yourself and you're pushing people away, and I don't think they understand why, and I don't even think you understand why. I think you're just dealing with a lot internally, and it's making you shut down. And then I also have Queen of Wands reversed, and this is how I interpret you procrastinating in a sense. At the same time though, with everything going on right now, like, I'm not expecting anyone to want to be extremely productive in the world, but I do feel like you're putting things off. There's like this huge theme with this reading of avoidance that I'm getting. And then Princess of Pentacles. Okay, sorry, my dogs were barking, so I'm just going to reiterate everything that I just said. So yeah, so the notes that I have are low self-esteem, over-invested in the wrong things to find self-worth, negative self-talk, paranoia, procrastination, and overwhelm. So the vibe that I have with this is that I feel like there is a sense of being bothered with someone around you. Maybe you're avoiding them. I think they make you feel uncomfortable, and I think it's not necessarily like something that's detrimental to you, but you have Dom to fit in, and this is kind of alluding to the fact that with Pisces energy, also with the oracle cards and with all of this going on, I feel like you really love and care about the people that you're around. But I think quarantine, if you are being quarantined right now, I think it's incredibly hard for you, and I feel like you don't know how to discuss things, and I think there's a sense of just feeling like you don't need to. But at the same time, you could find yourself passive aggressively holding on to some baggage and not really communicating it with people, and it could hurt people. And I'm not saying that this is intentional. I don't think that it is. I don't think you're doing anything with the intent to be a jerk, but I just feel like you're offended by something, and instead of getting it off your chest and communicating what's going on, I feel like instead you're just running away. And at the same time, like, protect your energy, protect your space. If you feel like you need time before you have to address something, then do it. But at the same time, I feel like you have the tendency to just ghost people and not really confront what bothered you in the first place. And this could leave you feeling regretful if you end up hurting someone and then they don't know. I don't know. I just feel like it's really important right now that with everything going on, you can tell people how you feel. And at the same time, do it on your own terms, do it on your own time. But you have to be mindful that just because you might be feeling some way right now, other people are too, and it's important that you don't shut out and shut down. On the same token though, it seems like you could be feeling like a sense of peer pressure right now. You could be sensing like people are trying to get you to do something that you don't want to do, and instead of just being like, no, I'm not doing that, I think you're just kind of running away, and you need to be mindful of that. There is also a huge sense of needing to find comfort right now. I think you are very worried about people in your life. I think you're trying to find a fine line between being considerate and protective of the people you care about, but also protecting yourself. And I think you need to realize, like, everyone around you is okay. They will be okay. But this doesn't mean that you need to compromise your own beliefs, morals, and opinions to ensure that they'll be okay. Don't feel guilted into doing something or being something that you're not. So that is the message for air signs. Earth signs, you guys are having problems with communication this week. Earth signs, you are Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. I would prefer you apply your rising sign, but you can apply your sun, moon, Mars, and Venus. I would just feel like it would be more accurate if you applied your rising. So Earth risings, I have gibbous moon, you're very close to achieving your goal. Then I have break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. And then I also have third house, perception. This is also the house of communication. This is the house of alliances, friends, like not really family, but this is about how you speak, how you learn things, and how you exchange information with other people. Then we have the Tower card. So this is huge transformations are really taking place right now in your life, not just economically, societally, but also within your home. You also have Queen of Cups reversed, and you could be feeling extremely codependent on someone else for validation right now. I think it's kind of holding you back because you have so much change taking place that it's kind of like you need to cling on to something to feel better. And there's this huge theme of like having a sense of, well, this could mean pregnancy, but we're not going to go there because it's a general reading. But the Empress with the Tower and Queen of Cups reverse means there's a sense of feminine energy that I think like you are embracing right now. I think it's almost like you maybe are nurturing people around you to a fault. So Eight of Pentacles reversed. So I feel like you are hyper aware of your surroundings, of yourself, and of other people. And I think you're trying to be a certain image, or you're trying to portray something that you just don't feel is true to yourself. And I feel like it also has a lot of influence with that social discourse taking place right now. I feel like people are trying to have you recede into yourself, or kind of I feel like maybe there's like a behavioral pattern that was learned, because obviously this says break the chain, so I'm assuming there's some kind of like ancestral behavioral pattern taking place. You're at home right now, maybe you're around family, and I'm just thinking that maybe this is a time where you're being faced with the need to embrace who you are and embrace yourself, but I think you're nervous. And you also have Judgment reversed, so you're hyper aware of yourself. And this could be why you feel the need to just kind of lie low in a sense, or please people in a sense, but you're burning yourself out because you are hyper meticulous and hyper aware of your surroundings, to the point that your cup is pouring out and your energy is getting low. I think it's important to keep in mind that you don't need to be something that you're not. You don't need to say something because it will please someone or make it easier for them. I mean, you need to just do what feels okay for you. And there's this huge need of being who you are, but there's like this tension. I think it's like you want to be true to yourself, but you're also really scared about these commitments and these people that are in your life, and you don't want them to not be okay with you. You don't want them to not be okay with what you stand for, who you are. And I think it's important that you identify that you don't need other people to give you a sense of fulfillment. I think if you know how to be strong within yourself and you're okay with yourself, you don't need to be so hypersensitive about how others can digest you. So Earth signs this week, your prediction is just that you need to be more confident within yourself, and you need to trust that these relationships aren't as fragile as you're kind of feeling they are lately. I feel like if people can't handle you for who you are, why would you want them around you in the first place? So protect your energy, but also don't lie to yourself right now. I feel like you're just kind of not being truthful about your needs to accommodate someone else's, and that's putting a lot of friction on you, because this transformations are coming right now. Whether you're ready for them, whether you're not ready for them, they're happening. And when the Tower card comes, things are going to, I don't want to say crumble because that's so dramatic, but I do feel like, yeah, they will fall apart, but they're going to get stronger. Like, let things fall apart so they can rebuild themselves in such a better way for you. And I think you need to let go of this fear that things aren't going to be okay, or that someone's not going to accept you, because like at the end of the day, as long as you accept yourself, that's all that matters. So this week is about finding that inner power, that inner strength, and not going silent to accommodate someone else's small-minded. Fire signs, we have, oh my god, we literally got this card last week. Was it last week or the week before? Fire signs keep getting this card, so I don't think you guys are learning your lesson. I say as I have an Aries rising. So fire signs are Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. I would prefer you apply your rising sign, but you can apply your Sun, Moon, Venus, and Mars. Again, I would just prefer that you apply your rising sign. And I have Pillar of Light, your vibration is rising, you are the Oracle. I have Saturn, Wisdom, so these actually go together quite nicely. And then I have New Moon, a new start is coming. So it looks like this week is about higher intelligence and about embracing who you are, but also about challenging yourself intellectually. I think fire signs, we have that restless ADD nature, and I think that when we're always fidgeting, we can never follow through with the things that we want to do, and this quarantine time is a great time to really just sit down and learn new things or challenge yourself, and really just embrace things about you that maybe are new or maybe you're growing into, because I do see like this is a sense of maturing right now. You're going through like a huge like glow up stage or grow up. I feel like you're just really embracing your higher self. If you have these really positive cards, you are feeling like, okay, fire energy in general, I think when things get too heavy, we have the tendency to want to illuminate everything around us, and I feel like that's kind of what you're doing. I feel like you're trying to make the most of it, or find, you know, loopholes, or find something that will just make you feel normal right now. And then I also have Queen of Swords. Your sense of communication is very strong, maybe too strong, but we'll get into that. And I feel like you're thinking very objectively, almost too objectively. I feel like it's almost like you might even consider yourself like a air sign right now. I think you're also being very protective of your boundaries and your energy, because you could be, you know, living with people, maybe you don't live alone, and I do think this is something that's popping up. You are questioning and doubting yourself. I think you're going through some inner stuff, but I don't think it is something that you want to focus on. You're sitting here and you're trying to illuminate the room and you're trying to make the most of everything, but you do have like this feeling in the back of your chest of almost like questioning yourself. I think it's like you're having to sit with thoughts that you've been trying to avoid. And then Seven of Cups, you're like really overwhelmed and overextended, which is, if you're home right now, this is probably harder for you to deal with, because you're like, why do I feel so overextended? Even if it's like you're laying on the couch watching Netflix and you're still feeling like you're not doing, I don't know, just you're feeling so much anxiety and so heavy. I feel like it's just your head is just torn in so many different directions, but you're also being a little jealous and a little moody. So I don't know if maybe like your loved ones or like your significant other isn't, you know, with you right now. Maybe you're social distancing, maybe you can't go see someone, and I feel like it's really challenging your sense of self-worth. And I think there's this sense of feeling like you don't have any control over the situation, and you're trying to make the most of it and you're trying to keep a good head on your shoulders, but I think it's still weighing on you. And I don't think it's like you have this opportunity to really grow and challenge yourself and mature, but you have some negative tendencies holding you back right now. And I think honestly you just are too in your head this week. You're so analytical right now that you just are assessing every little detail of everything around you. You're too idle. Fire signs cannot be too idle. It's destructive. So I just feel like with all of this taking place, the best advice I have for you though this week is to read books, educate yourself, learn something new, shut out all of the idle tendencies that don't really benefit you, because right now you just need to redirect your energy. You have a lot of positive attributes taking place this week, like the need to brighten everything up and, you know, get in touch with your inner child. Maybe you quarantining right now has you playing Animal Crossing and just like decompressing, and that's really great. But then when you're not doing that, you're sitting around and you're thinking about, you're analyzing like everything around you about like this person or about yourself, and you're also feeling really overextended. I feel like you have this feeling of, oh, I'm not doing enough. You're like, I'm not doing enough productivity, or I'm not doing enough exercise, or I'm not eating enough. Like, listen, right now with everything that's going on in the world, You don't need to do anything, you just need to stay healthy. That's it. And I just feel like you have this feeling that you need to be climbing Mount Everest or building a sculpture, and you don't need to do anything right now. You need to just relax, and you need to find ways to calm yourself and calm your nerves and your head mostly, because your mental process is just very, you're like, you have some kind of anxiety within your chest, and instead of finding helpful remedies to soothe that, you're kind of looking for a problem. And that is not the best approach right now. I think it's almost like you're at like a crossroads between your former self and your higher self, and this week is really challenging that, because it's kind of like you know better, but you're still kind of giving into a lot of unhealthy behavioral methods and mechanisms. And this week is about really testing that. It's about, you know better. You need to just take the pressure off of yourself and take it off of the people that you're trying to put it on because you're bored. And you need to focus more on just the sun card, which I thought was really fun that I pulled this for fire signs, because it's light and it's promising. I think it's saying like things are going to get better, but you need to find ways to focus on yourself, and you need to distract yourself. You need a healthy, positive distraction right now. And it's not sitting around and picking apart everything that's not working in your life, because it's not going to help anything right now. You just need to stop feeling like you need to do everything. You need to do nothing. You're fine. Like, you doing this right now is more than enough. You don't need to constantly feel like you need to do the most. So yeah, that was fire signs. Water signs, this is for Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. I would prefer you apply your rising sign, but you can apply your Sun, Moon, Mars, or Venus. So the first card I have is Star Mother, and it says, how can you mother yourself? And then I also have Leo. This is talking more about, Leo rules over the 5th house, so this talks about marriage, family, talks about your self-expression, and it also puts emphasis on your passions. Then I also have New Moon and Scorpio, work through your fears, which actually makes a lot of sense because I'm looking at the cards I have for you, and I feel like you guys never get a break with my videos, so I'm sorry. But I have Wheel of Fortune, so there is good luck right now. There's something good that's coming out of what you're dealing with this week. It doesn't feel that way though. It doesn't feel like you want to go shout on Mount Everest. You don't feel like this card, but it's telling you that things are getting better. They will get better. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. You do have the Death card, and you do have the Devil reverse. So there's huge transformations taking place. There are endings, there are beginnings happening in your life. I don't know what's going on with your career this week, or what's happening in your relationships or with your family, but there's a sense of things coming to an end so things can come there, so you know, new beginnings can happen. But you need to release your limiting self-beliefs that are blocking you from the things that you want that are positive for you. I think you have the tendency to shut down when things blindside you or shock you instead of working through them in healthy, rational ways. So I also have 2 of Wands for you and 2 of Pentacles reversed. So I feel like you're very spread thin right now. I don't know if you're working still or if you are at home. I don't know if you have kids and you're helping them right now with school online. And there's a sense of needing to focus on your future or look toward your future, plan about your future. But you're also coming to new discoveries either within yourself or about the world around you. And I think it's changing your decision about what you want to do next. I think you could be surprised if you, like many other people right now, were let go recently from a job. I think you're maybe having an opportunity to look around and figure out that another prospect career-wise could appeal to you more. Again though, I feel like there are a lot of positive things that could come from this spread, but I feel like right now you don't feel that way. I think things are heavier for you than you need them to be, and you need to not let your fears block the things that make you feel good and make you feel happy. I think you're scared, but if you put your energy back into yourself, into nurturing yourself, nurturing the people in your life that you care about, spending time with your loved ones, whether that's on FaceTime or whether you are quarantined with people right now, I think that this will help bring a lot of revelations to you that you least expected to find. Now, Leo the Leper is pulled, and I just really want to reiterate that you could have a sense of ego right now with your goals or with the things that you're focusing on, and you could be proud. And I think in these situations, it's okay to feel like you don't have everything together. Leo is you have Leo and Scorpio actually, which is funny. I didn't realize, but they're both very fixed, and they're both they like to be in control. They like to know what's happening around them. They don't like abrupt change. They don't like things that feel out of their control. And this whole spread is telling me this is a very scary and hard time for you, but I feel like if you can just stay close to your loved ones, nurture yourself, whether that is a nice hot shower or bath, or a nice meal, like finding a way to just reconnect with yourself and baby yourself, in a sense, connected with yourself and your needs right now, and accept that things are changing, but that not everything is going to be as bad as you feel in this moment. I think things will get better, but you need to really release a lot of that doubt that you have, because I feel like it's consuming you and it's making you feel worse than you already do. So sitting around and thinking about all of the negative, bad things. Now, I'm not saying don't be informed, but I don't think that you have to drown in your fear. You need to really stop blocking yourself, because you're holding yourself back sometimes from seeing the good. Now, granted, I know right now there's not a lot of good to look at, but I don't feel like things can have to be as hard for you as you feel right now. So I think just reconnecting with yourself and taking some time to clear some tasks off of your list. I feel like you're spread thin. Maybe you feel like you have to comfort so many people before yourself, but this is really about being there for yourself right now. So how can you be there for yourself? Because at the end of the day, you are spread thin, and if the people in your life care about you and they, care about your well-being, they would understand that you need time for yourself too. You're allowed to take time for yourself, and I feel like this is such a weird situation for you because you don't like to think about yourself, but this is a time for you to not be selfish, but look out for yourself, for your needs, and be honest about what you need. You can't do everything for everyone all the time, and this is a reminder of that. So overall, you need to accept change and let go of this need to control or have control over everything, because the more you try to do that, the less you're going to feel you have it, and you'll feel better when you let go of that. Overall, that completes this video. Thank you guys for watching, and if you did like it, if you feel like it was helpful, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. The algorithm on YouTube is sucky, so anything helps. Sorry if this week I feel like my readings, weren't as good as maybe they were in the past. I felt uncomfortable with even the idea of doing my readings today because I just felt so just heavy, I guess. Everyone's taking a personal hit right now, or it's affecting everyone on a personal level in one way or another. Granted, I probably am one of the luckier ones right now. I just don't feel that lucky. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and comment below, tell me what you thought, and maybe, we all need some cheering up, so maybe comment below and tell me what things you do to make yourself feel better.